Are you alright, little star? Why are you crying? Oh my, I apologize if I startled you, but I heard tears coming from the other side of this planet and I had to see who was hurting. Please forgive me. I forgot to introduce myself. My name is Rosalina. And who might you be? That's a lovely name, little star. If I may, would you please tell me why you're crying? I don't like hearing about sad stars in my galaxy. Oh, I see. You've lost your mother, have you? Poor dear. May I kneel next to you? I don't want to intrude, but I feel I might be able to help. Thank you, little star. Tell me, how long ago did you get lost? I see. And what does your mother look like? Yes, I had assumed your mother was another Luma. But what kind of Luma does she look like? What color is she? How is her head shaped? Mm-hmm. Wow, she sounds so beautiful. No, my dear, I'm afraid I haven't seen a Luma of that description. However, no, don't cry, little star. Don't cry. Shh, shh. Darling, would you like a star bit? Yes, a star bit. Whenever I'm sad and start to cry, my tears remind me of blue star bits. So, I allow myself to indulge for a time. They're my comfort food, you could say. They remind me of a very dear friend I made when I was much younger, although that's a story for another time. For now, would you like one? There you are, little star. There's no need to feel alone now that I'm here. I'm glad you like them just as much as the others do. They're very sweet, almost like honey. Only these are much easier to gather. In order to collect any honey, I need to negotiate with the honey queen, and she can be particularly demanding at times. Oh, that's nothing for you to worry about. Would you like some more? How adorable. Enjoy, little star. There are plenty more where that came from. You know, you're quite the precious one. Did you know that? Of course. It brings me great comfort to see a smile on your face. It reminds me of my very own little ones back home. Yes, dear. I have many children under my protection. In fact, that's the reason I'm out this far in the first place. We've run low on star bits due to our indulgent snacking habits, so I've journeyed here to collect more. Oh no, little star, don't fret. There are always more out there in the cosmos, and we have plenty to eat at home. I just have a few particularly hungry children with very strong preferences. I've seen some of them eat hundreds of bits at a time, if you can believe it. Mm-hmm. In fact, normally my children themselves go out to collect star bits while I keep watch over our home. They all enjoy exploring new places. However, I had a feeling I should make an exception today and venture out on my own instead. Now that I've met you, I understand where that voice came from. After so many eons of caring for little ones like you, I suppose I've developed a natural sense for when Lumas are in distress. Well, little star, until we can find your mother, would you like to stay with me? Of course, I won't force you. I'm simply saying that I can care for you in my home and give you all the resources you need in order to find your family. Of course I would. I have plenty of space, food, blankets and pillows for you to rest your head on at night, and so many fun places you can explore. I also have a very quick means of transportation. In fact, my home can travel the universe as fast as a comet, so I have a feeling we'll be able to find your mother in no time. Please don't misunderstand me, little star. I will not make you stay if you don't want to. If you wish to search for her on your own, I will give you everything you need and see you off with a smile. However, I insist you at least stay for one night. With how long you've been out here by yourself, I'm sure you must be tired. Even bright stars like you grow dim at times, dear. You need rest. Besides, my observatory is home to hundreds of Lumas. With that many eyes keeping watch, you won't have to worry about missing anything. That's wonderful to hear. You have no idea how happy I am to keep you safe, little star. Now, let's make our way back. Is this your first time using a launch star? Don't worry, darling. You can take my hand if you're nervous. I'll keep you close the whole journey. There you go. Now, tell me when you're ready. 3, 2, 1, launch. Open your eyes, little star. You can see the whole galaxy from here. And here we are. Oh goodness! Hello there, Meda. It's lovely to see you. Of course, and you too, Polari. Yes, Luma Lee. Mama's back. Of course, Aggie. Everyone. I'm very happy to see you all too. But right now, this little star needs my help. I ask that you all give us some space, please. Don't worry. I'll be more than happy to play with you after I get them comfortable. Alright. Thank you, little ones. Yes, dear, these are my children. And at one point, all of them were lost little stars just like you. Many of them decided to stay with me. They like having me as their mama, and I am more than happy to fill that role for them. But as I said, it was their own decision to stay, just like it is yours. But that's something you shouldn't have to worry about until at least tomorrow. For now, follow me. I'll help you get comfortable. I call this the Comet Observatory. It's the ship I use to travel across the universe. Oh, I've had this for a very long time, little star. Longer than any of these Lumas have been shimmering in the night sky. Indeed, that is a long time. I've had many children over the eons, and each one of them has their own story to tell. If you'd like, I can share one with you. Of course. Come to the library, little star. I'll help you fall asleep so you can be ready for whatever tomorrow brings. This is my favourite dome in the whole observatory. It's the place my children all gather every night, and the place where each of our stories are held. Here you are, dear. Pick whatever spot would be most comfortable for you, and I'll return with a book. Are you comfortable, little star? Wonderful. I'll now read to you one of my most treasured stories. It doesn't have a name, but it's important enough to be etched into the very cosmos itself. This story takes place in another time and place, long before the birth of our universe. It stars a small, apricot-coloured Luma who was but a few days old. The Luma lived happily with his mama on board a brilliant comet. Every day they spent together was filled with fun games, good food, and lots of laughter. The little Luma loved Mama more than anything in the entire world. The comet was travelling towards Mama's home planet so she could visit the place she grew up. The Luma didn't know much about it, but he knew that visiting would make Mama happy. And so, he was excited anyway. One day, while the comet was nearing this planet, a large starship flew past. The ship was a dark force that sucked the life out of every celestial body around it. And as it passed by the Luma's home, it pulled the power stars right out of the comet's core. During the attack, the little Luma flew to Mama's side and buried his face in her dress. He was terrified, but Mama used her magic to protect him. At least, for as long as she could. But the violent force of the starship was too strong, and it sent the little Luma tumbling off the comet and down to the large planet below. After landing on this strange new place, the Luma felt lonely and scared. This was the first time he had ever been by himself, and he wanted nothing more than to run back home to Mama. But he wasn't used to the planet's gravity yet, and couldn't fly more than a few inches off the ground. While he was struggling to get back home, a young woman came to investigate the crash. This woman happened to be the planet's princess. She was a kind person who led her kingdom with a gentle hand. And when the Luma saw her soft face and how similar it looked to his mama, he decided to trust her instantly. "Princess," the Luma called out. "Something really bad just happened, and now I don't know how to get back home to my mama." The princess reassured the Luma with a soft voice. "Don't worry," she said. "I know someone who can help." Later that night, a hero in red came to the princess's castle in order to help her and the little Luma. But before he could even learn what was happening, the dark starship began approaching the building. The starship was so powerful that it was able to rip the castle right out of the ground, and both structures started rising into space. The hero in red tried his best to reach the princess, but a dark spell from the ship sent him flying into the stars. Knowing that he was the only way this story could have a happy ending, the princess told the Luma that he needed to save him. Being scared to leave the princess, but being even more scared of the dark starship, he flew out of her hands and down towards the hero. Both of them crashed on a lone planet, and the Luma did not know what to do. He was afraid of being all by himself as somebody who looked nothing like anyone he'd ever seen before. But before the Luma's tears could fall, his mama appeared in a bright flash of light. The Luma explained everything that had happened to his mama, and she told him everything she knew as well. The starship that attacked their comet was being controlled by an evil tyrant who wanted the princess and all the power in the galaxy for himself. This only scared the Luma further, but Mama reassured him that the hero in red would be able to save them. "But Mama," the Luma said in a panic, "how do we know the hero can really stop the evil tyrant, especially after he couldn't stop the first attack?" "If it would make you feel better, you can test him," Mama replied. "But that's still really scary," the Luma said. "What if the hero isn't strong enough? Or what if he's not really a hero and I get hurt? I don't know if I can do it." Mama looked at the Luma with trusting eyes. "Of course you can," she said. "You know, sometimes scary things can be more fun if you turn them into a game." The little Luma started thinking, wondering how a situation like this could possibly be less scary. With all the dark magic and the evil tyrant, how could any of this be fun? But after he fought and fought and fought some more, he finally had an idea. Hide and seek. When the hero in red woke up, the little Luma and some of his friends challenged him to a game. The Luma said that if the hero won, he would take him to see Mama, who was able to help him save the princess. The hero agreed, and so they all transformed into bunnies and hid around the planet, leaving the hero in red to find them all. And one by one, he did, catching each of the star bunnies and turning them back into Lumas. While playing this game, the little Luma found himself not being so scared anymore. He even found the hero in red a lot easier to talk to. As promised, the little Luma took him to meet his mama, and Mama took them all back to their home comet. Mama explained what had happened with the starship and how it had stolen all of the comet's power. But if the hero in red could bring back the power stars, Mama promised to fly him all the way across the universe so he could save his princess. Hearing all this, the little Luma started to feel scared again, but this time, not for himself. Instead, he started feeling scared for the hero. "I'm coming too," shouted the little Luma. He spoke before he could even think about what he was saying. The words felt crazy, but his heart was too strong to stop. "You'll need some extra power if you want to take down the evil tyrant, and I can give it to you." After that, the little Luma turned himself into stardust and merged himself with the hero, giving him the power to take on the universe's greatest challenges. And off the duo went. They hopped from planet to planet and galaxy to galaxy, collecting every power star they could find. Along the way, the two slayed every monster that the evil tyrant sent across the universe. But most importantly, they helped everyone they could. Lost travelers, speedy penguins, hard-working robots, and so many more. Despite how scary it was at times, doing good always made the little Luma feel a lot better inside. Eventually, all the stars were found, and Mama flew her comet to where the evil tyrant was hiding, and after a long and difficult journey, the hero in red was able to rescue the princess and stop the tyrant for good. But when the tyrant was defeated, all the cosmic power he had taken started to collapse. Without a body to hide in, the dark forces he once held grew unstable. Soon, they formed into a black hole at the center of the universe, and as it grew, it started taking every planet along with it. The little Luma was very scared. He wanted nothing more than to go back to his mama and hide. But after everything he and the hero had done together, he remembered how good it felt to help people, and so he made a decision. The little Luma took himself out of the hero's body, waved goodbye, and launched himself into the center of the black hole. Seeing this act of bravery, the other Lumas in the universe started to follow, and soon, all the Lumas had flown themselves directly into the void. Mama was sad to see them go, but like she had promised each and every one of them when they first met, she saw them off with a smile. The power of the black hole and the Lumas mixing created a supernova, one large enough to change the entire universe. Knowing that the little Luma did this to protect the hero, Mama used her magic to shield him and the princess during the explosion of stardust. Once the skies cleared, the hero in red and the princess looked around. They were back on their home planet, only this time it looked a lot different. On the planet were all the friends they had made throughout the galaxies, even though they were so far away before, and now the planet was also under Mama's protection. Now that the journey was finally over, Mama flew her comet down to the planet's surface and spent time in the spot where she had grown up. She found her favorite tree on a hill and sat beneath it, letting the calm atmosphere of her old home fill her with peace. No matter how hard she tried, She couldn't shake the feeling of loneliness in her heart without her children by her side. But as she was sitting alone, thinking about how brave her children were for doing such a noble thing, a little voice called out from the bottom of the hill. And when Mama looked down, she saw a small, apricot-coloured lemur who was but a few days old. The end. Good night, little star. I promise I'm always watching over you, like the sun in the day and the moon in the night. And when it rains and you can't see the sky, I will turn into a star